Next, we all know we need to eat right. But eating right with a diabetic condition takes on a whole new meaning because we are eating to manage our blood glucose levels. And first, let's look at a pre-diabetic who may be at risk and what happens with the normal American lifestyle eating habits. When we eat, our body converts the food to glucose that is then either used directly by the body, stored in the liver, or stored as fat. The liver can only store so much, and our body can only use so much at a time. Insulin is what our pancreas produces to help get the high levels of sugar out of our blood, because insulin is used to get the sugar into the cells of our body, where it is stored either in the liver or stored as fat. So when we go out to eat at a big restaurant and we have a meal of 3,000 to sometimes 5,000 calories at one sitting, it puts our digestive system into overload. We then further make it worse by, of course, eating the fast sugars like the potatoes and the rice or the bread, as well as the more menacing 1,000-calorie dessert, which is so wonderful. These large sugar-filled meals put our body into a glucose tailspin. And as we do it over and over again, our pancreas has a more difficult time of producing the insulin we need, and the cells of our body are no longer as responsive to the insulin that we are providing in absorbing the sugar. So we have to make more insulin to be able to lower the blood sugar levels. Eating a large calorie meal is stressful to the body, and that's why we feel tired after eating a big meal. To give you an analogy in a different context, if you think of a plant like a tomato plant, it pulls its nourishment from the soil, but the tomato plant is smart enough to know that it pulls only the nourishment that it needs when it needs it, because you never see an overstuffed fat green plant, basically. So it pulls only what it needs exactly when it needs it. Unfortunately, we don't feed ourselves that way. Imagine that if we gave our body only what it needed exactly when it needed it, how much more healthy it would be than trying to eat these large meals and then trying to have our digestive system try to catch up. So the key here is to eat small meals and to eat often, every 3 to 4 hours. Because imagine that you were just giving your body exactly what it needed, no more or no less than what it needed for the next 2 to 4 hours. Secondly, you want to eat more vegetables and more fruit with a low glycemic index, meaning slower sugars, so they're absorbed more slowly into the body. The third thing you want to do is eat balanced meals. Usually with protein, but no more than probably about 15 grams of protein per meal, which is recommended by the American Diabetic Association. Obviously, also avoid sugars and processed foods as much as possible, because what you want to get is healthy carbohydrates that are slower, that your body can use on a more long-term basis, so we're not causing our blood sugar levels to spike or causing our body to produce massive amounts of insulin to try to get it under control. And the last thing is you want to avoid the soft drinks, obviously the sugar-laden soft drinks that we have today, but even the diet drinks you should try to avoid. And one of the things that you might try is water with a little apple cider vinegar and a little lemon added. Many people find this a very, very refreshing drink, is also very healthy for you. Because imagine that you're not eating to feel full anymore. You're eating to provide your body with the fuel it needs, basically in a just-in-time basis. So a small regular supply of fuel, giving the body just what it needs, no more or no less than what it needs for the next 2 to 4 hours. So that kind of gives you a context for eating right. So when you're thinking about sitting down to that meal, think about giving your body just what it needs for the next 2 to 4 hours. That way you get to eat more often, so you're not starving yourself. You get to eat good quality foods. And the thing that you should notice if you're eating right is that when you eat food, it should give you energy. If you're getting that tired feeling after you eat, you're probably overloading your body with carbohydrates in a way that's causing your digestive system to work harder than it needs to get the food and the nutrients out of it. So eating right, again, is absolutely one of the most critical things that we can do to help our bodies maintain good, positive health when we are faced with a diabetic type condition.